We are back at it, episode 147, episode 147 of the Prince and Barty Show. Hope y'all been good. Hope y'all been great, man. You know, we had a lot going on. Salute to Radmila Lally, Jawan Mass, Bubba Dub. We had some dope interviews. We hope you enjoyed those. A lot more to come, but you know, we got to go back to the old school, man. Me and my dog. What's up, bro? Been a minute.
Back to basics. You already know what I'm going to say. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes, sir.
Back at it, Barty Report NFL, man. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, man. You know, I know we've been a lot NBA heavy, World Cup heavy, but now we back in full stride with football and the Barty Report, man. It's just so many storylines I want to talk to you about, man. Every time some football come, I'm going to call this dude's phone. All right, where do I want to start? I want to start with the Seahawks because, you know, obviously, if you would think you won a Super Bowl, that you would get a little more respect. I feel like Vegas disrespected them, and then they're nobody's favorite, as Ricky Rose says. So talk to me about the Seahawks, man. Why people are we sleeping on them, or are they rated just right?
I think they're rated right. When you lose your Super Bowl MVP and Kenneth Walker III, then you also lose Reek Woolen, your second best corner. They've lost a lot of major pieces going forward. Then the great grand addition of Myles Garrett to the Rams. The 49ers got better by even getting Mike Evans. So now they're not the best team in their division. So they're in trouble. They're in a whole heap of trouble. I don't know what to say for them, but when you look at the situation, if it was me, I mean, I would look more towards the Rams, best wide receiver core in the league. The offensive line has gotten better. They are right now the favorites. But I mean, since Seattle won it, everybody wants to see it. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if the game opener, that when they get their rings, the New England Patriots will come out with the addition of the two wide receivers, Dobbs, as well as he who remains nameless.
You won't even say his name.
We won't even say his name. He who remains nameless, like off of Marvel Loki. He who remains, you know, they should beat Seattle on opening night because they don't have the same secondary. I've also lost some pieces on the defensive line. So I would say Seattle, they're in trouble.
Okay, let's stay with the Rams, man. The Rams, it seems like they're the favorites. You know what I mean? Aaron Donald, they have not been so secretive about him coming back. They playing games. Is he or isn't he? He coming back. We know he's coming back. We just saw that footage of him in training camp looking amazing. Is it Super Bowl or bust for them? And because, you know, I'm a huge, outside of Patrick Mahomes, you know, Matt Stafford is my favorite quarterback. So Matt Stafford got his MVP and he got his ring in LA. Is there anything else from Matt Stafford to prove he's an older quarterback? You know, this might be one. Do you think it's going to be like, it's different because when Peyton Manning was in Denver, they had that all-time defense and the offense was okay. Now you got an all-time defense and might have an all-time offense as well with Puka and all the crew. What do you think their ceiling is for this team?
Well, it's a two-part question. So let's address Matt Stafford first. Matt Stafford is not a top 10 quarterback all time. I can name 10 quarterbacks in the history of football better than him. You can even say he's on the borderline because it's between him and Brett Favre at number 10.
I can't argue with that.
So if he wins a championship, then he can possibly jump to the top 7 quarterbacks. So this is a Super Bowl or bust year for him. But then we also got to look at it's a Super Bowl and bust for other teams. It's a Super Bowl and bust for the Ravens. It's a Super Bowl and bust for the Eagles. Super Bowl and bust for Patty.
Right.
I mean, it's a Super Bowl and bust for the Buffalo Bills. So does he have the most pressure of all those teams I've named? I would say at the bottom tier of the list, it will be Patty and it will be Stafford. Now, the other teams I think are more Super Bowl and bust because Jalen is always under constant rapid fire. The Eagles is more Super Bowl and bust. But if I had to say it, you know, I would put him maybe 5 on that list or 4. As far as it goes for the Rams, Sean McVay, Myles Garrett, Kyle Williams, the running back, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Higbee, the tight end.
Yes.
I mean,
embarrassment of riches.
Exactly. They have so much. So basically, yeah, Super Bowl or bust. They have to prove.
So I want to ask you about 2 quarterbacks, one being Josh Allen, the other being Joe Burrow. It seems like the NFL wants them in business, meaning like no matter how much they could underachieve, injuries, whatever, the NFL wants them to be in the top 10 discussions of current quarterbacks. But both of them have not won a Super Bowl to date. Who has more to prove, and who do you think will retire with their team? Josh Allen or Joe Burrow?
Okay, I probably would say retire with the team more Josh than Joe.
Okay.
I can see Joe leaving if things don't go so well. And that's not to say Joe is not loyal to the Bengals. He's loyal to his receivers. He makes sure they got paid.
I agree with that too.
So he's loyal. But when I look at Josh loses everything and he's still in Buffalo. Never requests a trade. Never blames anybody. He didn't even blame his head coach when he got fired. He blamed himself. I mean, if you look at the interviews, when the interview's over, he's a professional. He blamed himself every time they lose. And the team said, it's not on Josh. It's on us. And so shout out to the team for that. I think that with both quarterbacks, though, I think that the NFL loves them, so there's a PR campaign to always protect them. They protect them more than Patty. They protect them more than Jalen. And those guys are probably bigger losers than Lamar. They're bigger losers than Jalen. I mean, if you really look at their history, they lose more. I mean, none of them have ever beaten, besides Joe beating Patty one time, but they've never won the big game. And that's an issue. Last year, you lost to Denver in a game where the quarterback got hurt towards the end, but you lost the game. All those turnovers. So when you look at the teams per se, something has to change. And then, of course, there's no coach more on the hot seat than Cincinnati's coach. Because when you look at it, they don't blame Joe for the injuries. They don't blame the defense. I mean, I would have fired my defensive coordinator, my linebacker coach, my cornerback coach, my defensive line coach, my special teams coach, because everything that they did on those sides of the ball was terrible. So, I mean, I don't blame the coach per se, but he's on a hot seat. Josh is on a hot seat too, as far as he can't keep losing. But, I mean, if ever there was anybody with a lot of fire in his belly, of course, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes this year because coming off an injury. So looking at those two, we have to me, in my opinion, we have to stop taking them out of the top five. Now, I would think that you can keep Josh in, but Joe should not be a top five quarterback.
Yeah, like you missed a playoff for 3 seasons.
And they give these guys credit for what their arm looks like, what they do when they're healthy, but they don't do that. I mean, when you look at Kawhi Leonard, they don't call Kawhi Leonard a top 10 player when he's hurt. They don't. So why do we do the same thing with Joe Burrow?
I agree.
And it's crazy.
And I think even with like Lamar, they be on we've been critical of Lamar, you mainly, but I think even Lamar's down year is an MVP year,
of course,
for somebody else, right? Because it's a standard. So it's almost like it's cool. We know you could play. You got to win now. Those are the people that you remember, the winners. You know what I mean? They can say whatever they want about Eli Manning. He beat Brady. You know what I mean? So that's forever.
The thing that's crazy about the whole situation, somebody made a very good point in contrast. They said Jalen Hurts is nothing more than Eli Manning. He beats the great quarterback, but even if he wins 2 Super Bowls, they're going to treat him the same way they treat Eli. Eli doesn't really get the cachet of a top. They don't even think Eli's top 20 with quarterbacks. Now, for me, I think he's a top 15 quarterback all time. That's me. He cracks number 15. I don't think you can name 14 quarterbacks over Eli. Now, it's crazy. But, I mean, when you look at the scenario of Lamar Jackson, because you mentioned him, and this is probably the only time I give him some props because, I'm always hard on him. Lamar has won without a top 10 receiver. He's won. He made Zay Flowers. He made Bateman. I mean, the only person you could say Mark Andrews, but Mark Andrews the last 3 years, he's only called a top 5 tight end, but he hasn't played as a top 5 tight end. So you got to give him his props. Of course, he did have Derrick Henry the last 2 years, but still his MVP season, he didn't have that running back. And so you got to give him his cachet with that. He's not had the great receivers as Patty may have had when he had Tyreek or even Jalen with the 2 tops that he had in Devontae and AJ. So he should get his respect in that regard.
I notice like in life, right? Whenever you try to fit in, it never works out in your favor, right? Mm-hmm. So think about when Moss was in New England. Think about when Ocho was in New England. Moss had success. They had a successful year. I think if Moss wins that, he retires a Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he wins that Super Bowl with Brady, he retires. But I think both sides probably got tired of each other. I forgot what happened. You remember what happened in New England? How they parted ways? It was kind of like...
I think it was contract disputes. One thing about New England is this. Once they start seeing you taking a step back, Ty Law, Laura Malloy, Richard Seymour.
They cut ties early.
One thing about Belichick, you got to give him credit. He sees the handwriting on the wall before you do.
Yeah.
And you're gone. So.
Yeah, so like looking at the history of that, A.J. Brown, it's like you was used to eating ice cream for breakfast. Now, the only thing I'll give him different, he played for that coach before. He played for Vrabel before, so they're familiar, but they didn't like each other then. So I said in a long way to say, can a leopard change his spots? Is it week 7 if the ball doesn't come his way? When is it, or is he going to subdue that because he's going to be like, they expect me to crash out? You know when somebody's trying to hide the crash out because they know the world's expecting that, but when is he going to crack? Because they could be winning. They could be 8-1 and his numbers aren't there. So, because remember, receivers got to get numbers to get paid. So I know people say diva wide receiver, but I need my numbers to get paid. There's no role player wide receiver. It doesn't work.
True.
You're number one or you're not. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about that whole situation with A.J. Brown from that perspective?
I mean, Vrabel wasn't able to control him when he was in Tennessee, so what's the difference? I mean, he was still the guy who he was. Then the second point I will make is this. When I look at the correlation of A.J. Brown, he is not a poor man's T.O., but a middle-class man's T.O. He's good, but he has T.O. mentality. It's about him. I mean, anybody who wins a championship says, I'd rather kill a cornerback than win a championship. That means it's about you. It's not necessarily about winning a ring. So that's a scary situation. So what happens? And you know you're in Massachusetts, you're in Boston, you're in New England. It's not the same. So when you start to act out, Robert Kraft's not going for it. He's going to let you go. So it's going to be interesting. And if Dobbs has a better year than he does, it's not going to be good. So you look at the whole situation, they're in a whole heap of trouble in New England. I mean, when they were practicing with Philly, he looked like he lost a step. So I'm anxious to see what happens and what happens with them because it's not going to be pretty.
The reason I say that because the quarterback May was kind of like, I'm gonna throw to whoever's open. He's kind of has, and I'm like, that sounds cool. And you being a young quarterback, you don't know who to give it to. You know what I mean? We saw that with him, with AJ and whatchamacallit. We saw that. Somebody made a great point. That's how Dak and Dez Bryant ended up. Remember that? Where Dak was like, bro, I'm just trying to throw to the open person, and Dez like throw it to me. When you have what they do, got rid of Dez. They're gonna choose a quarterback every time.
Well, I mean, he doesn't realize that that's every team because it's harder to find a quarterback than a receiver. Skill positions are dime a dozen. And in a situation. Now, don't mind you now, A.J. Brown may go down in history as a top 12 receiver all time or maybe top 15. But even then, that doesn't matter in the NFL. I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't remember it. When we really think of receivers, you only think of 3 receivers in the history of the game, maybe 3 or 4.
That come to the top of mind.
Yeah, exactly. Moss, Rice, Owens, and maybe Megatron. Even to this day, I want to bring this up. This is a good comment for you. Speak for Yourself podcast. I saw this the other day, and I thought of you because we always go back and forth on Moss and Jerry Rice. Shady came on, and they were asking him about better receiver, about better route runner, AB or Rice. Shady said AB is better than Jerry Rice. What is your take? Of course, we know off the field, AB is not the professional that Jerry Rice is.
Just talking football.
Just football per se. Is AB in the class of Jerry Rice? And do we need to put more respect on Antonio Brown?
100% or 100%. If you look at Antonio Brown from a technical standpoint, he could have been one of the greatest receivers to ever live. Like, just imagine the years where he was acting a fool in his prime, right? Because remember, he kind of kept it under wraps for the Steelers for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Mike T probably did. Well, he probably been crazy, but they kept him. The early Dennis Rodman, hey, bro, we good. I can't imagine the years, 5 years. We lost like 5 years from what he could probably do. He goes with Brady and wins immediately. He got Brady. Brady's probably like, bro, you gave me a Ferrari.
True.
So the difference is Jerry Rice is the blueprint. Michael Jordan to me is the blueprint. What do I mean by that? Michael Jordan to me is the first superstar player with superstar intangibles. His bounce pass is perfect. It's textbook. That's what people don't realize. LeBron, everybody else after him, you're looking at a blueprint. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, this guy, it can't. Dr. J was super athletic. Okay, we could be athletic and we could shoot too. Then we could learn footwork. Then we could guard our man. You weren't looking at Dr. J as a defensive person, winning defensive player of the year. So that's why why I look at Jordan that way. Because those are blueprint people. Jerry Rice is a blueprint person. How to be a professional, wearing your suit and tie. How to run the right route. Like, he's just the everything. He's the life of football. So it's hard for me but as far as we're talking like technical, it's hard to argue that. But that's another argument too with I don't know if you saw Larry Fitzgerald's Hall of Fame speech, and he was like, Uncle Chris, I still got better hands than you. And then Chris Carter, you know how competitive he is, he responded, and he was like, no, you don't. It's so hard to argue because I can't even see how many times Chris Carter's ever dropped a pass. But then they said, what is Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than drops. That's insane, bro. That means every time I throw it over there, he's snagging it. How many people can you say? You can't even say that for Moss. You can't say that for your favorite. That's when the list gets, when you really got to look at your top 15. Because it's not about numbers. It's like reliability. What's the catch radius when you're covered? It's a lot. So, but I think AB, it's a tragedy what he did off the field for him not to be looked at on the field.
Facts.
It's like, damn, bro. Like, and I feel like somebody who wish they had that opportunity. You know who a poor man's AB is to me? Ocho Cinco. Because Ocho can run the same. Ocho's route running is insane. But you're not going to look at him like that because how he is, how his personality is. But Ocho is dead serious about his job, running routes, his hands. But yeah, bro. But Jerry Rice he's a blueprint, though.
Definitely. Let's stay in the wide receiver realm. Jamar Chase came out and said the only thing that's on his mind this season is breaking the 23 touchdown record of Randy Moss. Is it possible? Can Jamar Chase, we know he's probably the best, it's between him, Jetta, Puka Nacua, maybe even Smith and Jigba, but can he break that 23 touchdown record of Randy Moss?
Higgins are going to be mad. Like, what does that look like touches-wise? And then you're assuming your O-line is better. You're assuming Joe Burrow stays healthy. Who's their tight end?
They picked up, I think it's just second from the former Dolphin.
And he gets touches.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of, what they say, it's only one ball in basketball. That's a high volume. So when Moss did that, who was his quarterback? It was Culpepper or Cunningham?
Technically.
That was Brady?
Gronk was there. Wes Welker was there. Edelman was there. So, yeah.
No, I'm not saying this. It's going off of, I'm just going off of history in terms of the O-line. Let's compare the O-lines of that season you're talking about and then what the O-line is now. And Joe Burrow just so it's, yes, it's not about he is one of the most skilled top two in the league, but I don't know. It comes down to health and the pocket collapsing.
True.
So can he do it? Yeah. Because who did they bring in? Was it whatchamacallit over there throwing a bunch of touchdowns? Flacco?
What? And
when he came in for when Burrow got hurt, what was it last year?
It was Flacco.
Flacco's putting up crazy numbers. Yeah, so it's like, now, let me ask, here's the other question. Is it an Alex Smith situation? You get another, what would Brock Purdy do in that offense?
His arm's not as strong. You need to throw deep.
Okay.
But Purdy is, I would say, and people are going to challenge me on this, I would say he's more accurate than Joe Burrows, but he doesn't have the arm strength.
What does Matt Stafford look like in there?
Matt Stafford probably break the record. I mean, Matthew Stafford throws the greatest deep ball in NFL history. So, I mean, it's between him and Drew Bledsoe as far as arm strength. So, Brett Favre, he could throw it, but it wasn't pretty, you know?
Right.
So, I would say Matthew Stafford or Drew Bledsoe, but I mean, you really can't. And of course, Dan the Man threw a great deep ball as well, too. But I mean, I don't know.
And I'm going to be honest, and this goes back to the diva wide receiver mentality. Y'all haven't been in the playoffs in how many years?
That's true.
And you kind of worried about a record.
Well, that's all receivers.
Yeah, so like that, and I'm not mad at it. I gotta doing our job. I gotta just put that out there where y'all team has been boo-boo. Y'all defense has been boo-boo, bro. Like, cool.
And they bet everything on that Giants, Dexter Lawrence, thinking that that's enough. And you know, Dexter wasn't that good with you guys anyway. So,
bro, that's what I want to ask you about too. Where what happens when quarterbacks kind of, because remember, you could probably go to the front office once or twice. Joe Burrow went there twice, 3 times, trying to get old boy re-signed. You got Higgins paid. You got Chase paid. You got to deliver. And since then, you missed the playoffs twice and been injured, right? Go to Lamar. Like you said, he got his boy Zay Flowers paid. The heat is on. Because, no, the way they pay Zay Flowers, bro.
Yeah.
The money they got to pay Puka Nacua in L.A., bro. So, like, when you got Zay Flowers resetting the market, that's why owners don't be happy, bro.
Speaking of that, since you brought that up, let's go to the coaching carousel. Baltimore has a new coach. Giants have a new coach in Harbaugh. Dolphins have Jeff Haley. Steelers have Mike McCarthy. I mean, it's a whole bunch of brand new coach. Arizona has a new coach. The Raiders have a new coach. Who do you think is going to experience the toughest season as a new coach, and who is going to be the coach that turns everything around?
Harbaugh for the Giants. I think there's going to be highs and lows. I think, it's almost like a 2 to 3 year process of getting front office, coaching staff aligned, building culture. It's steps to get them right. So I'm going to say Harbaugh because it's competitive, man. The NFC East is competitive, man. So we got some cool skill positions, but our wide receiver room is kind of weak. But I'm looking at Mike McCarthy, bro. I think Mike McCarthy's going to do well, and I think they're going to still get their 10 wins. Like, they're going to have their streak because it's familiarity. He done coached in Dallas. So he done been through, there's about to fire Mike McCarthy every day in Dallas. So the media doesn't scare him. Your quarterback. He could talk to Aaron different from, he's like, bro, you doing like, I've won a Super Bowl. I'm your only Super Bowl. So I think there's trust with Aaron. And they actually got a good defense in the team. So whatever Mike T wasn't able to bring, I think Mike McCarthy kind of fill in the gaps. Even if he's a nicer guy, more political, where Mike T was more like militant, like, bruh, this is how we doing it. Where now players want to like a player's coach, you know what I mean? So I want to see how that happens. But I think Steelers are going to be better than what people have them down to be, especially in that division.
True. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Mike McCarthy in Baltimore, you got actually 2 brand new coaches. So the coach carousel in the AFC North, you got Baltimore with a new coach, you got Pittsburgh with a new coach, you got Cleveland with a new coach. The only coach that is there is Cincinnati's coach, which you thought he would have been fired by now.
Yeah.
But they're still holding on to him because that one Super Bowl where they beat, that one AFC championship when they beat Patrick Mahomes. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, man, let's look at the schedule, man. Patty's schedule's coming up. We want to look at these different teams and the schedules coming up. So let's go with Kansas City. I'm gonna call out some games in this 18-game schedule, and you tell me what you think is gonna happen. The season opener, September 14th, the Kansas City Chiefs, they play the Denver Broncos. It's 8:15 game. Is that a win or a loss? They open the season with Denver.
They're playing at home?
It's at home.
That's tough, but I think they can win. I think I got Patty by 3.
So you got 1-0. Okay, they play Indianapolis Colts, who had a good season last year, missed out, but do they beat the Colts at home?
I like them against the Colts.
Dolphins, they play the Dolphins in Miami.
Yes.
Raiders in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Chargers in LA.
That might be tough.
So you give them an L?
I might give them an L for that one.
So, okay, right now after week 6, because they had a bye week 5, that means that you have them 4-1. All right, the next game is against Seattle.
Where is it at?
At Seattle.
They might lose that.
Okay, so that's 4-2. Then now they beat Denver the first time. It's the second time around in Denver. Denver's the next game.
They'll lose.
Okay, so that's 4-3. The Jets at home, okay, 5-3. The Falcons at Atlanta.
I like it.
Okay, 6-3. The Cardinals at Kansas City.
I like it.
7-3. At Buffalo, November 26th.
Be an L. That's up in the air, L.
8-4. Okay, at the Rams, December the 3rd.
Just go L.
All right, 8-5. At Cincinnati in December 13th.
I like them beating Cincinnati.
Okay, that's 9-5. New England at home.
I like them edging New England.
Okay, that's 10-5. The 49ers in Kansas City.
I like them winning.
Okay, that's 11-5. That's 10-5. Excuse me. You have the second time against the Chargers at Los Angeles.
They'll win.
Okay, that's 11-5, and then finally they close the season at the Raiders.
That's a win.
So you got them 12-5. Do you think 12-5 wins the division for them?
I don't know. That division's so tough. It might not win the division, but I don't, because I think they'll beat Denver at home. Like Patty adrenaline. So I'll give them that. They're not beating Buffalo.
Remember too, now the first 6 games they don't have their number 1 receiver. He's in trouble with the laws.
I still like it because I'm loving the Bijan situation back. I think both of them like, damn, bro, we needed you. Yeah, I shouldn't have left. You know what I mean? It's like they're gonna make it real. I think Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid are happy they gotta adjust. Like they're like minds, bro. I like them. That's Tex Winter.
No, I mean, I agree.
So I think they'll come up with schemes.
They'll pull it together.
And they had a real running game.
They got him.
So think about that. So Kelsey's gonna have a better year.
Kenneth Walker.
They have a real running back.
That's true.
So that's everything.
Okay. Do you got them going back to the AFC Championship?
I like them going back to the AFC title game.
Do they make the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I gotta reserve my
Reserve your pick.
Yeah,
okay.
But I like them having a revenge year.
Okay. All right, let's go over to the NFC side. Let's talk about your Rams. You Matthew Stafford. Speak highly of them, and now they have Myles, Garrett. Let's look at their schedule. Week 1, they play the 49ers at home.
Yeah,
Week
1-0.
Week 2, they play your New York Giants at home.
2-0.
Week 3, at the Denver Broncos.
I'll give it to them slight edge.
Okay. So that's 3-0. Week 4, a team they haven't beaten in 3 seasons. My Philadelphia Eagles in Philly.
I like them.
So, okay, she got them 4-0. They play Buffalo at home.
I like it.
Arizona.
I like it.
Raiders.
Love it.
Chargers at home.
They might lose there.
Okay, so right now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7-1. The Washington Redskins in Washington.
They'll lose. Believe it or not, I look at it as like a trap
game. Okay, so
yeah, that's their trap.
Okay, we at 7-2.
Yeah.
The Cardinals at the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Okay, 9-2. They got a bye week. All right, week 12, they go up against the Green Bay Packers at home.
Packers could go in there and win. I like the Packers.
Okay, 9-3. You already said that they would beat the Chiefs because you took them to beat the Chiefs in the other schedule. The 49ers at home.
I think the Niners will get it. Like they'll split. Either one of those, they'll split.
9-4. Dallas Cowboys at home.
I think they'll lose.
Wow, that's 9-6. Okay, at Seattle.
They'll win.
Okay, 10-6. At Tampa Bay.
They'll win.
Okay, and then at Seattle. So you got them finishing 11-6. That's good for that division. That's definitely good for that division.
What do you think?
I think, honestly, I agree with you. I think it's a tough schedule. I'm not going to agree with the Philly game. I think we'll beat them again. Only reason why I just think that we're a matchup problem with that. Something about when we play them. I feel like the 49ers give us more trouble. Seattle give us more trouble, but we know how to play the Rams for some reason or another. Jalen Carter always has a good sack game because I guess he's going up against the legend history of Aaron Donald, and right now he's the face at the defensive tackle position. But I honestly would say they'll go 12-5. I think some of the games that you said that they would lose, I think they'll beat Washington. Only the games that they lost last year was because of defense. Now you had Myles Garrett.
That's what and that's why I took along because I'm going off of trap games momentum because my thing is they're blowing up everything in your middle, in your ends.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. So you named Jalen Carter. They got 2 niggas out of Jalen Carter. So that's why it's like, because now everybody's getting single covered.
Well,
like who you double teaming? Like
you got to have a scheme, a rush scheme that will work. And even you ask Aaron Donald, he always would say what team used to hate going up against was the Eagles because they would move against your best air rushers, not double team, but move the center. So I think that that's what's going to get us because we're not going to play into the pass game with them like we did last year. I think that the run game is going to be better because of that. So I think, honestly, other than the Eagles game, I think that they could run the tape.
And I literally didn't want to be disrespectful. That's what I kind of wanted to say because I don't see
I think that they can run the table other than the Eagles game. That's the only team
I know the Browns got 5-6 wins last year off of just their defense. Mm-hmm. So think about that. So that's your defense going to give you 5 to 7 wins.
Yeah, I think that they'll sweep everybody in their division because I think that everybody is not on their level. I think that the only game that they possibly could lose is versus team in our division. I think Harbaugh can coach his team up to give the Rams a problem. I think Philly, if anybody has a chip on the shoulder, Eagles lost last year, so everybody's mad, and then everybody's saying we're not going to be the same. So I think Saquon has a chip on his shoulder. I think it's going to be a good year, very good year.
Who are the Rams corners?
They picked up 2 good corners. Actually, they got McDuffie from Kansas City. He's there now. They're starting corner, and they got somebody else too.
Okay.
I forgot the second corner they got. Hold on, we can go back and see their additions. Let's go back. I tell you right now, the Rams additions, key additions from last year. So on their depth chart, they have defensively, they have McDuffie at corner, and they have Watson. And Watson was a great corner as well too. So that's actually Kansas City's corners when they won the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no there's normally if somebody has a good edge rusher or good. Then he's like, I'm gonna exploit the corners. So that's why they are really balanced.
I think their weakness is where the tight end plays. So that's where I think there's going to be a problem for them. They can't cover a tight end. I don't think that their safeties and because that's what killed them versus Seattle last year, and they didn't have key by subtraction. So if they pull their safeties down to do coverage, then you're opening up the run for them. So, I mean, Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald are going to have to play out of their mind against the run versus certain teams, depending on who they play. But let's move forward, man. Let's talk about the home team. I know I'll let you do this one. And you tell me to go with the Dolphins. I'll give you because last year, shout out to Prince. I mean, he got a lot of people mad last year who were Dolphin fans.
All right,
taking their money.
So at Las Vegas, week 1.
Loss.
At 49ers,
loss.
week 2. Got Kansas City at home.
Loss.
At Minnesota Vikings.
Loss.
At the Bengals.
Loss.
Got a bye week. October 25th at the Jets.
They'll get a win.
So you think their first win's going to come week 7? Okay. New England Patriots, week 8.
Loss.
Week 9, Detroit Lions.
Loss.
Colts, at the Colts, 15th.
Loss.
At Buffalo Bills.
Loss.
At the Jets.
Jets are even a series. Loss.
Denver Broncos.
Loss.
At Green Bay.
Loss.
I'm sorry, I skipped one. At the Bears.
Loss.
Chargers.
Loss.
Buffalo Bills.
Loss.
18, New England Patriots.
They'll win one game this year. What's that?
16-1? 1-16, I'm sorry.
1-17 because 18.
1-17.
1-17, yeah.
Hey, Dolphin fans.
1-17. It's not a hate. So if you look at that, their schedule is tougher this year. Their schedule is tougher.
Dolphins.
Their schedule is tougher.
Dolphins.
The only game they'll get is versus the poor man Jets. That's it. Poor man Jets, man. I'm sorry, I can't give it to them.
So you don't even at Las Vegas, they can't squeeze that out? Oh, because they got Kirk Cousins, they got
a squad in Las Vegas got a squad. And then you're asking a young team. Now, what I would say is this, Devin, if Dolphins, if you want something, well, I'll tell you, A-Chain may be the leading rusher this year. He's going to get the most touches. He might get a lot of yards. I think Mac Willis will have a good year. I just don't think defensively they're going to be able to stop any of these teams that they play. Their schedule is tough, man.
Is any Dolphin player outside of A-Chain a good fantasy pickup?
I mean, they got Washington at wide receiver, but no. I mean, I think Willis will have a good season. I mean, he will be a top 15 fantasy player. So maybe the quarterback. If we're going defense, I probably will go with the linebacker who was a beast. The linebacker was a beast last year, so I will go with Jordan Brooks. That's it. Jordan Brooks was, number 2 in tackles last year, he'll be number 1 in tackles, as bad as that defense is.
Okay, let's stay with fantasy, man. Obviously, fantasy drafts popping up. Who is your number 1 pick?
Okay, if we're going traditional fantasy, it's going to be Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
If we're going
and for educate people, why is Bijan? I get it, but why is Bijan a great pickup for fantasy?
Bijan is the face of his team. I mean, really, other than Drake London, what do you have going on that team? Okay.
So he's getting the most touches.
He's going to get the most touches. And offenses ran through him. It's his team. I mean, right now at the running back position, I think he's the best running back in the league. He's better than Saquon. He's better than Henry. He's better than the league leader in rusher last year.
He's better. You'll take him over Cook, Kenneth Walker.
I'll take him over Cook. I'll take him over Kenneth Walker.
Gibbs.
I'll take him over Gibbs. I mean, there's only one guy, and don't be shocked at me saying this. It's only one guy, and this is my only time I'll mention a rookie. I think Jeremiah Love is going to be a top 5 running back this year. He's in Arizona. Yes, they're going to put 8 in the box, but I don't think the league is ready for his speed, his cutback ability. He's also can be a bruiser. I mean, he's gifted, man. He's gifted. And on a team with a brand new coach, the coach is going to lean on him because that's all he got. I mean, quarterback.
So would you pick him up in fantasy?
Yeah, he's actually on my list. I mean, if who I would draft first in my league, because it's IDP, I'm going to go with TJ. I think TJ Watt will bounce back because TJ Watt was hurt last year. And in a division where Myles Garrett used to be, now he has the chance to be the best sacker in the division other than Hendrickson, who went to the Ravens. But, I mean, when you look at it, I would go TJ Watt first. But, I mean, I draft 4th. But if I was drafting first person I would take will either be Aiden Hutchinson from Detroit because he has a motor. I would probably take Trey Hendrickson as well, number 1. I mean, or I would just take a tackler, Jordan Brooks. I mean, that's the greatest thing the Dolphins have on their team. It's not A-Chain. Jordan Brooks is a tackler. He's a tackling beast. That's the only reason why Dolphins had any form of defense last year was because of Jordan Brooks. So for me, I mean, that's who I would take.
What are some things like a lot of fantasy owners don't look at? Because I know you think long-term and kind of strategy from knowing the game.
Traditional fantasy, kicking is important. You want to get Brandon Aubrey from the Cowboys. You want to get a Little from Jacksonville. You want good kickers because You look at it, a 60-yard field goal in most leagues is 6 points. 6 points is a touchdown. It's imagine you get about 4, 6 points. Your kicker will win you the week.
Right.
You need to get a good defense. A lot of times you get caught up in names, but most, like last year for me in IDP, I won because I picked up Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter was a cash cow for the playoffs. So he went on a rampage, got me 4 sacks one week, 3 sacks another. I mean, the best thing I would tell anybody in fantasy is to go on that waiver wire. I mean, the waivers win you the championship every year. Most teams who win are the teams that they play around in waivers towards the end of the year, because when the playoffs come, somebody could be hurt, somebody could be resting, and it depends on your league. Some teams or leagues, their playoffs are early. With mine, we're doing our playoffs starting week 13. And the only reason why we're doing that because we get tired of having to deal with the regular, oh, this team is resting, this, that, and the other, to give teams a chance who has good players. But even then, when you do week 13, you remember what happens. Some teams are on bye, so you're still going to take a hit. So no matter what you do, you take a hit no matter what. But that's where the waivers come in. You got to be active in waivers. If you're not active in waivers throughout the season, I mean, the years that I went undefeated or I lost one game and won the championship, I was in waivers no matter what my team was. So
I'm looking at a lot of storylines. Obviously, Aaron Donald jumps to the top of the page, him coming back. What's he going to look like? What's the Rams going to look like? But there's other kind of storylines. I'm looking at my guy, George Pickens from Dallas, for multiple reasons. They franchise you. A lot of receivers out here getting paid. They getting paid, bro, these receivers. So if I'm Pickens, like, damn, I know if he got that, I'm supposed to get this, right? How important is this year for George Pickens just in his career? Like that year before you really about to get paid, or because you can't blame anybody now. They pigeonholed you with the franchise tag. Dak spoke on your behalf. CD said y'all got to pay George. What's going on with George Pickens? What's your prediction for him this year, and will he remain a Cowboy after this season?
I think he's going to mess around and be the number 1 receiver for the Cowboys. But I don't think they're going to sign him because CD got the love of Mike Irvin. CD got the love of Jerry Jones. CD got the love of Dak. I mean, he's going to probably be a Cowboy for the rest of his career in number 88. And they love that number. It's associated with greatness in the Cowboys. So no matter what Pickens is going to do, all he can ever be is a glorified, maybe rich man's Alvin Harper, which was a great wide receiver. So when you look at that particular situation, I can see him going to the Ravens. The Ravens Ravens are known for paying that money, and he needs a wide receiver. He could even go to Buffalo. Buffalo needs a receiver. That would be great for Josh Allen. I mean, there's so many teams that need a quarterback. So if Cowboys are not careful, they'll miss out on it. But I do give the Cowboys one credit, and shout out to Bubba Dub. Them signing Williams, the DT defensive tackle who was on the Jets, he's going to make a grave of difference on their team. I actually agree with Bub. I think they may go 11-6, 12-5, and they will give the Eagles a problem. But the thing about that division, most prognosticators are picking the Giants or the Eagles to be 1-2 in that division. So it's going to be interesting because coaching does play a part.
Yeah, for sure. What about Travis Hunter? A lot of talk with him coming out, winning the Heisman, playing both sides of the ball. Is it, it's only a certain amount of time that people only give a shit about you. It's like that interesting level. It's like year 1, maybe to 3, if you're like a first round draft pick. Travis Hunter got hurt his first year, healed up, but he played half the season. Now we're back. He said he put on more weight, looks more muscular. What are we expecting from him? And if he doesn't deliver for like an all-pro-esque performance, whether he's playing either side of the ball, what does his career look like? Because if you're not good at one or the other, you just kind of become a guy, an athletic guy. So what do you make about Travis Hunter and what he has going on this season?
Travis Hunter, man, you know what it is? A lot of guys get caught up in being a Heisman or being this in college, that it doesn't pan over to the NFL, and it's scary. You're on a team that is a B-list team in Jacksonville. Shout out to Jacksonville. They're good. They got a good organization, but they're still a B-list team. You're in a division where Peyton Manning used to reign. You're in a division where when the Titans were good, you had Aaron McNair, Eddie George. So you're going to always be in the shadow as a division. The only time you guys were really the it team was when the Jags made the AFC Championship, and they had Mark Brunell. They had Maurice Jones-Drew. I mean, they had the pieces. But now that you look at them, it's just not the same. And in an AFC where Patty's trying to come back and take the throw, Lamar's trying to come back and take the throw, Joe Burrows is trying to come back, Josh hasn't won the big game, Bo Nix is on his way, they're always going to be behind because Trevor Lawrence can't never be the it quarterback because there's too many it quarterbacks in front of him. And that's the scary part. And then with the scheduling being so tough, it's going to be crazy. So, I mean, for Travis Hunter, I mean, the only thing he could possibly do is try and propel to be one of the top 5 corners in the league. Now, can he do that playing both sides of the ball? I don't think so. I mean, there's only one primetime Deion Sanders.
He didn't do it.
And he did do it. He couldn't play both sides of the ball all the time. And so he's going to have to focus on one side, preferably I would say defense, because that's what he was better at. So him playing defense, they need that in Jacksonville, because with all these teams you need stops in the NFL. Now, if he can help them, propel them to get stops and change that defense, make that a number 1 defense in Jacksonville, then we will be having a conversation of maybe him being a defensive player of the year. But I don't see it because I still think the Jackson has too many holes on defense. And that's what scares me about that.
A couple things, rapid fire. I want to talk to you about the Commanders. You know, obviously, they just picked up your boy, Diggs. They got Scary Terry's over there still. McDaniels is coming off an injury. What is their ceiling? Or was it kind of like a flash in the pan for a lot of these young quarterbacks that come out, CJ Stroud. We saw him hit a wall last year. You know, when you look at McDaniels, you look at CJ Stroud, Bo Nix, so many young quarterbacks looking to come back and prove that they're still worth the praise. Where do you see Jaden McDaniels in all of this? He didn't play them all last year.
It's crazy. I feel sorry for the Commanders because they're always going to be in the shadow of every team in that division. Even though they have more Super Bowls than the Eagles, more appearances in the Super Bowl than the Eagles, they are going to be the little brother of that division. Dallas has made leaps and bounds to be one of the best teams in the division. Giants have probably, and you're hearing this from me, the best coach in the division. And then Philly, all across the board, is the best team in the division. So the only thing you can possibly say for Washington is, do they have the best quarterback? Maybe, because he's still maybe behind Dak and Jalen.
Okay.
Do they have the best wide receiver core in the division? No, because you would take Dallas 1, but Philly has a great receiving core. So unfortunately, maybe 6-10.
They lost
5-11.
Where they schedule at?
It's at the end. Washington will do the last. They'll be the last one. Redskins. So I mean, I can't see them doing anything.
So at Philly,
that's a loss.
At Dallas,
loss.
Home at Seattle.
They'll beat Seattle. Seattle's not the best team in the world.
At Indianapolis.
They'll beat Indianapolis.
In London.
Yeah, they'll beat Indianapolis.
New York.
Is it in New York? They say Washington. I'm going with the tie. I don't think that they can beat. I think your team is still too good. It'll be a good division game. I'll go tie.
At San Fran.
Loss.
Bye.
Yeah.
Home for the Eagles.
I think Philly sweeps them this year.
Los Angeles.
They lose to the Rams.
At Giants.
They lose to the Giants. They'll beat
Bengals.
They'll beat Cincinnati.
Arizona Cardinals.
They'll beat Arizona.
Tennessee.
They'll beat Tennessee.
Houston Texans.
They'll lose to that defense.
Falcons.
I think Bijan's going to go crazy on that defense. I got the Falcons winning.
Vikings.
They'll beat the Vikings.
Jacksonville.
They'll lose to Jacksonville.
Dallas.
And they'll lose to Dallas.
So that's 1 game? 2 games?
No, I think I think 4 or 5 games.
You give Seattle, okay.
Yeah. 4 or 5 games. Remember I said they'll beat Seattle, they'll beat Indy, they'll beat Cincinnati, they'll beat Arizona, they'll beat the Titans. So I give them about 5 games, but I don't think that they're that good as we make them seem.
So 5-13.
Yeah, about that, 5-13. And it's not a knock. So think about who they beat.
No, that's a tough schedule.
Listen, everybody's schedule's tough.
Yeah.
Even ours. I mean, I think that 12-5 is what we're gonna do. But I mean, even with the 12-5, don't be surprised with 11-6. I mean, that our division. I think that the best division in football this year is going to be the NFC East. The Giants will win double-figure games. The Cowboys will win close to double. Maybe they'll win 10 games. And you know what? That's my pick. I got 3 teams in the NFC East making the playoffs this year. 3 teams. Dallas, Giants, and Eagles all make. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't know who wins the division. Because I think that sincerely, defensively, the Giants can possibly win that division. They can win that division. If everybody's healthy, if they can get things going.
Dart stops running, learns how to stay in the pocket, kind of game manage.
With who Harbaugh is. Harbaugh, remember, he developed Lamar.
Yeah.
Flacco won a championship with him.
Yeah.
Flacco hasn't done anything since then. So you got to look at that. And then defensively, we keep sleeping. You got Thibodeau. You got the rookie phenom from last year, Abdul Carter. They still have a great defensive line. And then you just got to look and see what they do this year. So, I mean, I think the Giants could win anywhere from 10 games. I think the Eagles could win anywhere from 11 to 10 games, and the Cowboys 10 games. So it's going to be an interesting season.
Nah, man. Anything else, man?
Real quick, last question I got for you. So The 4 names we hear all the time with running backs as far as the key names. Christian McCarthy, Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley. Okay? In what order do you rank? And when you get to the 4th one, that's who you cut. So it's 4 of them. You got Bijan, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley. Who has dropped to the 4th one and would be cut off the list as far as top 3?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm going to go Bijan number 1. I'm going to go, before it gets tricky, Saquon number 2. Believe it or not, Derrick Henry number 3, and CMC number 4.
CMC getting cut.
Because think about it, you already know Saquon and them could give you what CMC like. They'll get the stat sheet. Derrick Henry never gets hurt.
True.
So we talking about just a back that I can give it to him 25 times, maybe get a touchdown a game, durable. You gotta, you know what I mean? CMC, I gotta put him forth for sure.
Facts. I agree with you, man. Definitely, man.
But NFL season, man, we back, man. Gonna be coming out more clips. Appreciate y'all patience, man. This episode 147, 148 will be even better. We appreciate y'all for supporting since day one. We've been doing this since 2020, so it's been dope to see the growth. We appreciate the love y'all showing with the Bubba Dub interviews, Rodmila Lally and Jawan Mass. Like I said at the top, more to come, more to see, more to do. We love and appreciate y'all. See y'all next time.